Hi, welcome to What's Happening. Here are the top 5 stories. At number 1, efforts to rescue some 30 artisanal miners trapped in a collapsed mining pit in Niger State have been obstructed by threats from armed bandits, says Abdullahi Baba Ara, head of the Niger State Relief Agency on Wednesday. The miners working for a local company were in large pits in the village of Gokogo, Shiroro district when it caved in on Sunday, trapping them inside. Shiroro is among several Niger State districts plagued by bandits who raid villages, loot, burn homes, and kidnap residents for ransom. The exact number of trapped miners remains unclear, and rescue teams face challenges reaching the site due to the bandit threats. The area is known for mining gold, tantalite, and lithium. Rescue operations are also hindered by limited equipment and difficult terrain. Last year, the Niger State government banned mining in Shiroro, Munya, and Rafi districts due to security concerns. However, artisanal miners ignore the ban, continue to mine for essential income after bandit attacks displaced many from their homes and farms. The National Animal Husbandry and Ranches Commission Establishment Bill scaled second reading on the floor of the Senate Wednesday after an intense debate. In his lead debate, the bill's sponsor, Senator Titus Tatenga Zam, APC Benue, said creating ranches in pastoralist states of origin would prevent conflicts and promote peaceful coexistence. Before the bill scaled second reading, it had faced strong opposition from some northern senators who insisted that herders should have the freedom to reside anywhere in Nigeria as guaranteed by Section 41 of the 1999 Constitution. Senator Adamu Alero, PDP Kebbi, maintained that confining herders to their states of origin violates their constitutional rights. Senate President Godswill Akpabio called for a public hearing to include input from all stakeholders, including cattle rearers and state governments. He assured the efforts would be made to reach a consensus on the bill, including necessary amendments to the Land Use Act. The bill was referred to a joint committee on agriculture, judiciary, and legal matters for further review, with a report due within 4 weeks. At number 3, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Special Needs and Equal Opportunities, Mohammed Issa, says the federal government will soon commence sealing of public buildings that do not make access provisions for persons with disabilities. He stated this in Abuja at the opening of the ministerial meeting of ministers in charge of disability inclusion in West Africa. Mohammed explained that the grace period for public buildings to comply by providing access to people with disability had elapsed, and soon accessibility audits of public buildings and sealing would commence as soon as presidential approval was granted. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Poverty Alleviation, Abel Olumuyiwa Eniton, said a meeting of ministers in charge of disability inclusion would provide sustainable and inclusive development. At number 4, 8 people in the town of Sidi Alal Tazi in Morocco have died and dozens of others hospitalized after drinking homemade liquor, the health ministry said Wednesday. More than 100 people in the town suffered from alcohol poisoning between Monday and Wednesday from consuming methanol, it said in a statement, with the health of 81 still being monitored. Authorities say 2 suspects aged 21 and 41 had been identified as those responsible for bootleg alcohol and were among those hospitalized. Homemade alcohol caused 7 deaths in central Morocco's Meknes last year and 19 deaths in the northern city of Qasr El Kabir in 2022. Moroccan law technically prohibits the sale of alcohol to Muslims, who make up 99% of the country's population. And at number 5, former Chelsea and Tottenham coach Antonio Conte was hired by Napoli Wednesday as the deposed Serie A champions try to bounce back from their disastrous league title defense. Conte, who has also coached Juventus and Inter Milan, has signed a 3-year deal, which according to Italian media is worth €8 million per season. Conte is the 5th Napoli coach of the last year in a chaotic period for the club, which in the 2022/2023 season won their first Serie A title since 1990, when Diego Maradona was still strutting his stuff. The coach who won the title, Luciano Spalletti, left last summer, and Southern Italy's biggest club went through 3 managers on their way to a dismal 10th place finish this season. Napoli ended the season 41 points behind new champions Inter, as Rudy Garcia, Walter Materazzi and Francesco Calzona, who joined on a short-term contract, all failed to live up to Spalletti's historic title win. And that's it on what's happening. Thanks for watching.